Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The value of insurance market in Oman reaches to half a billion Omani riyals. Raft Fund and Public Prosecution sign a cooperation agreement to provide some services through the e-portal of Senate Services Center. And Haya Water succeeds in using treated water in vital projects as it plans to invest 6 billion Omani riyals to construct new treatment plants. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Juan Manuel Santos of Colombia on his country's independence anniversary. The value of insurance market in Oman is pushing closer to half a billion Omani riyals, contributing to 1.63% of the gross domestic product. As the insurance companies in Oman comply with recent changes in the insurance companies law, the government plans to gradually increase the Omanization of high management, middle management, and operational jobs to this sector to 50%, 75%, and 90% respectively during the period between 2018 and 2020. The Capital Market Authority, which applies policies and regulations that attract investment and ensure fairness and transparency, continues to provide a suitable ground to finance large projects and extend the insurance coverage. Insurance companies in Oman financed the national economy in 2017 with 1.9 billion Omani riyals, an indication that this sector is growing rapidly in line with the government vision to establish a sound financial foundation. Under the title Unleash Your Creativity, the 6th Ru'ya Youth Initiatives Awards for this year was launched, targeting young innovative Omanis who will compete in 8 different categories like electronics, renewable energy, recycling, arts, and digital media. The award also dedicated one category for individuals with special needs to encourage them to be more involved and engaged with the community. The Ru'ya Award for Youth Initiatives aims at encouraging young innovative Omanis to carry on their business development and enhancing their skills to nurture generations of youth that are capable of sustaining their institutions and exchanging ideas and expertise in the relevant fields. The award comes in line with His Majesty's vision to focus on the youth development and empowerment, as they are the pillars of the country's future and economy. Raft Fund and Public Prosecution signed a cooperation agreement to provide public prosecution services through the e-portal of Senate Services Center. The agreement came within the framework of electronic transformation plan as well as expansion of services through a wide electronic network. It aimed to ensure the facilitation and flexibility in providing those services and make the procedures easier for the public, in addition to enhance cooperation between a Raft Fund and public prosecution. The agreement included around 14 services, namely case status reports, providing summary judgment certificate, press criminal complaint, paying fines, and others. The Ministry of Tourism signed a cooperation agreement in the field of touristic promotion and awareness with the Omani National Transport Company, Muwasalat. It came within the framework to develop the tourism sector services and enhance partnership concept between the government and private sectors. It aims to spread awareness and encourage internal tourism, as well as highlight the touristic destinations in the Sultanate, in addition to marketing for services provided through the social media programs. Haya Water stated that the value of the treated water is 220 paisa per cubic meter for areas connected with the networks. The company aims at conserving the environment and sustaining the national economy by converting wastewater into environmentally friendly and useful commercial and industrial products like watering green landscapes and parks, cooling equipment, and paving streets. Currently, Haya Water is supplying treated water to Oman Center for Conventions and Exhibitions, to water landscapes and for cooling purposes, and also to the Wilayat of Ibri, where more than 12,000 palm trees are watered. The company is planning to invest 6 billion Omani riyals to construct treatment plants across the country to produce more than 900,000 cubic meters of treated water by the year 2040. Still to come on News Bulletin. The activities of the Summer Scout Camp launched in the Governorate of Dhofar.
عبق فاح بين جنباتها، فنفثت سلاما برائحة لبانها. حلقت عاليا نحو السماء، فنقشت بأبجدياتها تاريخا جميلا، وبكرمها أمست مضربا للأمثال. مهرجان صلالة السياحي 2018 من 10 من يوليو إلى 25 من أغسطس.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Over 7,000 people from 2 Syrian pro-government villages in the country's northwest that were besieged by the rebels for 3 years have been evacuated. The emptying out of villages of Fawa and Kafiria under a deal negotiated between government forces and the rebels over the past few months marked one of the largest population transfers in Syria's civil war. In exchange, the Syrian government is expected to release a number of detained insurgents. Shortly after leaving, more than 19 buses carrying the villagers arrived at Al-Isis across in the countryside of Aleppo, while more than 51 buses arrived at a makeshift center for displaced people in Jibrin. The evacuation of the villages was used as a negotiating chip in earlier population transfers along conflict lines. The United Nations was not a part of the negotiations and has criticized such transfers as forced displacement. The European Union said it is already preparing measures to retaliate against the US if President Donald Trump imposes tariffs on imported cars and auto parts. European Union Trade Commissioner Cecilia Malmström said today that 28-nation bloc would be forced to impose more rebalancing measures if the Trump escalated trade tensions with the auto tariffs. They would come on top of tariffs the US put on steel and aluminum imports, which the European Union responded to with duties on US products. Malmström and European Union Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker will visit Trump next week. Now back to some more local news. Within the context of effort to support sustaining traditional professions, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth celebrated the honoring of fishermen who participated in second sea fishing competition, which was recently held in a seaport as a joint initiative. More than 150 contestants took part in the competition along with fishing enthusiasts in 45 boats. The winning teams were honored during the ceremony in terms of the biggest fish caught and the biggest amount of fish in each boat. The contestants were able to catch many fish different in kind and size, the quantity of which is estimated to be more than 1,000 kilograms. The second edition of the Omani Expo was held yesterday at the German University of Technology in Muscat amid a wide participation of the Omani students studying abroad, displaying their projects, innovations and researches. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi has more details in the following report.
To spread the culture of innovation and the importance of technological development among the Omani students studying abroad, 30 students' projects, innovations and researches were exhibited in the second edition of the Omani Expo.
The main focus on this edition is to give the students studying abroad a place where they can showcase their project and research and try to find real good solutions that we can apply on real life in like different fields.
The Omani Expo features a competition between the Omani students studying abroad to present their projects in 4 categories: engineering, economics, health and environment, and science and mathematics.
I feel very happy to get that position. I feel proud of myself, and that's actually a rewarding gift for me for the work that I have done. My project is about hydroprocessing of natural oils and fat, because the green diesel, which is the hydroprocessing of natural oil and gas, it burns cleanly due to its low nitrogen and sulfur contents, and the feedstock is actually a renewable resource because the feedstock is actually natural oils and fats.
I'm really glad for being a part of this expo. I'm happy for being, for presenting my research in front of many people here in Oman. For my research is entitled as Isolation and Identification of Bacteriophage against Elizabethingia meningoseptica from sewage water. So basically, my research focused on finding a virus, or what's called also bacteriophage, against bacteria that causes meningitis and septicemia in neonates and in immunocompromised adults.
It is worth mentioning that the first edition of this expo was held in 2016, and around 25 Omani students studying in various universities around the world took part in the competition. This expo is an important platform to inspire the Omani students to innovate and encourage them to engage in the field of scientific research. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
The activities of the Summer Scout Camp was inaugurated at the Permanent Scout Headquarters in Ashur Plain in the Governorate of Dhofar. 250 participants are taking part in the event from different governorates of the Sultanate. It aims to instill on them the spirit of belonging to homeland and loyalty to the leader of Oman modern renaissance. It also seeks to strengthen the ties of friendship and exchange experience among the participating scouts. It also aims to develop their skills and capabilities. This camp will continue till the end of 24th of July. Talented youths in the field of Inshad proved themselves at the 8th clubs competition for Inshad at the level of the Sultanate. The event was organized by the Ministry of Sports Affairs. It aimed to encourage talented youths in the field of Inshad. The competition included 4 phases at the level of clubs, governorates, and individual and team at the level of the Sultanate. 21 talented youths took part in this contest from the governorates of Muscat, South Batina, and Musandam. Various educational programs and cultural and sport activities were conducted by the summer program in the Governorate of North Sharqiya in its 9th edition. Around 400 male and female students took part in the program. It aimed to develop students' capabilities and skills and provide them with knowledge in different fields. It also sought to instill on them noble values and morals and the culture of dialogue and strengthen ties between schools and the local community. Oman Development Bank approved 3,062 loans during the period from January to June this year at a value of 35 million Omani riyals. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Oman Development Bank has approved more than 3,000 loans during the period from January to June this year. These loans included various development, service, and productive sectors that have an added value to the national economy in various governorates of the Sultanate. The loans amounted to more than 35 million Omani riyals, registering an average increase of 4% in loans, while the increase in the value of loans reached 18% in the same period last year. The approving of these loans comes within the efforts exerted by Oman Development Bank to encourage investments in economic activities that aim to diversify the income sources, achieving self-sufficiency in goods and self-employment of national cadres. The bank's statistics indicated that in the last 6 months, the Governorate of South Sharqiya topped the list with 535 loans for a value of 5 million Omani riyals, followed by South Al-Batana Governorate with 500 loans at a value of 3 million Omani riyals, while Dhofar Governorate was third with 460 loans at a value of more than 2 million Omani riyals. At the level of the economic sectors financed by the Oman Development Bank, the industrial sector ranked first with a value of more than 13 million Omani riyals, representing 38% of the total value of loans granted by the bank to the economic sectors. The fisheries wealth sector came second with 12% of the total loans, worth more than 4 million Omani riyals, while the agriculture and animal wealth sector ranked third in the number of loans with an achievement of 517 loans, worth more than 4 million Omani riyals. Finally, the sectors of career and tourism services and education witnessed an increase in the number of loans granted by the bank to these vital sectors in all governorates of the Sultanate. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear to partly cloudy skies with chances of cloud accumulation and scattered rainfall over Al-Hajar Mountains. Low clouds and fog late at night and early morning are expected over the coasts of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate, and seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The value of insurance market in Oman reaches to half a billion Omani riyals. Al-Raft Fund and Public Prosecution sign a cooperation agreement to provide some services through the e-portal of Senate Services Centers. And Haya Water succeeds in using treated water in vital projects as it plans to invest 6 billion Omani riyals to construct new treatment plants. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, thank you for watching and have a great night.